Here on Catholic Love Lunch Break, we love to promote our Catholic schools. A Catholic education, of course, can provide a firm foundation for a person for the rest of their lives. Join us on the program to talk more about an upcoming event is Dr. Mazie McCoy. She's the Superintendent of Catholic Schools for the Archdiocese of Galveston-Houston. Also sitting next to her is Roman Martinez. He's one of the chairpersons for Steps for Students 5K. Welcome to both of you. Thanks for coming on Catholic Lunch Break.
Thank you for having us.
Dr. McCoy, you recently took over as the superintendent of Catholic schools for our local area. Only been on the job now about 6 months. How has the transition been? I know you were fortunate in that you were there. The former superintendent, Deborah Haney, was able to be there as you sort of made the transition. How's it been going?
It's been busy, but it's been good. So you're correct. I was very blessed to have Dr. Deborah Haney right by my side. So I worked in the Catholic Schools office for 2 years. Prior to that, I was a principal for 18 years. And so I had good training from Dr. Haney. And so just working with the various groups, the Archdiocesan Advisory School Council, the principals, families. So it's been good. The transition has been good, working with Bishop Italo and the downtown Chancery offices, just taking my role to another level, right? Because I was already exposed to those different groups. And so now it's just on a different relationship. We have a wonderful team in the Catholic Schools office who works really hard every single day for our Catholic schools. We have wonderful volunteers like Mr. Martinez right here, who works for fundraising and to make sure our schools have everything that they need. Our Archdiocesan Advisory School Council, who's working on strategic planning to make sure that our schools have what they need so that our students are successful.
Very good. Well, I want to go into more detail about that, but first let's talk about Steps for Students, because that's coming up very soon, just in a matter of weeks. This is, the way that I'm thinking about it, continues to grow over the year. This is the 5K run walk in downtown Houston, and it continues to grow year after year with schools, again, from across the Archdiocese. Dr. McCoy, just in your time, how incredible has it been for you to just see the growth, not only in terms of numbers, but just participation, interest in the event, that kind of thing?
It's pretty amazing. I was at the first one 20 years ago, so very excited to celebrate this 20th anniversary. I remember we were in the Heights for the very first one, maybe 400 participants downtown or through the streets of the Heights, right? And so then we moved to the University of Houston. And so now to see over 10,000 people downtown Houston on a Saturday morning, all in support of Catholic education, is pretty amazing. So I am so excited to see the growth. I'm excited to see where we were back 20 years ago, handing out awards on the back of Principal David Geit's truck, and now we have a Spirit Award in his honor as he has since passed on. Bishop Fiorenza was with us 20 years ago, and so back then, when it started, it was just for the inner city Catholic schools, and now Steps for Students supports all of our Catholic schools. So the work that the development department is doing for our schools, for Steps for Students, and all of the support we receive it's really great to see.
There's a lot of people working hard, both in the Chancery, the school's office, and of course, as you mentioned, volunteers like Roman. Roman, I wanted to ask you about the growth that you've seen over the years. Again, not just in terms of numbers, but interest in it. People wanting to sign up, participate, people setting up tables to be in the little area where they have all of the different schools. Yes. Tell me what you've seen over the years and what's kind of stand out to you.
Why, first of all, thank you so very much for having us here on your program. We've been coming to your program for many, many years, and y'all are just such great advocates for Catholic education and for the Steps for Students race. If it wouldn't be for you, we wouldn't have gotten the growth that we've had in all these years, and I know that y'all are always there on race day, and that creates so much excitement, and so we really thank you for your support in this radio station. But for me, it's been just like a dream come true to see the growth of Steps for Students throughout these years. My wife, Donna, and I have been honored to have headed up this race for the last 10 years. This is our 10th year of being the chairpersons of Steps for Students. And we've seen, when we first started with it, we were at University of Houston. We used to do the race around University of Houston there. And we, started seeing a few people come in with tables and and do a little bit of pancakes and stuff before the race. And now to see that most schools, of all the 55 schools that we have in our archdiocese, almost all of them now come and support the Catholic Village, where they all come in prior to the race, and they set up their tents and they set up their tables, and they have tacos and pancakes and just so many things.
It's a party.
It's a party. It's a party before the race. You know, we have a sunrise mass at 7 a.m. in the morning, and lots of priests come to celebrate the mass in their tennis shoes, getting ready for the race. But it's just so much excitement, and every single year we're just blessed that it grows and grows. I mean, it's just you know, I sit there at the sunrise mass and I see the people flow through the cathedral, and every single year just gets bigger and bigger. Then you walk outside of the Catholic Village, and this year we're proud that we're going to be having it at the Archbishop Fiorenza Plaza, right across the street from the cathedral is where we're going to be having the Catholic Village. And then the Cardinal is there to bless the runners. And we've had, you know, over 10,000 participants in the past for this race. So from, as Dr. Mazie said, from 400 participants to now over 10,000. And this year we're celebrating our 20th anniversary. We want to make this year our best and biggest ever. So we invite everybody, please join, please support our schools. You can support each individual school. All the monies that each school raises goes back to the schools to use as they like for whatever they want, classroom, you know, whatever they need, playgrounds, for scholarships, for giving their teachers extra bonuses, whatever they want. That's utilized at the school level. But we invite folks to please come, and we also need more sponsors. We've always had a great response from the business community and from individuals to support the race, because as Dr. Mazie McCoy said, we have the development department at the Chancery. They do the infrastructure for this race so that the schools don't have to do all they have to participate in is getting their kids and their registered. But the underwriting committee, they raise the funds. And we have some amazing people who are underwriting this race, such as Harvey Construction. We have CenterPoint is coming in this year as one of our brand new sponsors. They're the safety sponsors. They're going to be paying for all the police officers. We have over 100 police officers that have to come in and help make sure that everything goes well with the race. We have Greg Reyes over at Ray Tech Construction, who will be sponsoring the President's Cup Award, which is the race between all the high schools. And then we have Strake Jesuit and Ray White, who are sponsors of the Catholic Village. Yep. So we've got a lot of people, but we need more. We need more underwriters. We need more sponsors. If you've ever been influenced or been affected in your life by Catholic education, and I'm sure everybody who's listening has in one way or another, please come help us. Please come join us and help this Steps for Students race.
You know, I'm thinking about what you're saying, Roman, in terms of just the sheer number of people that are participating. Either they'll walk or they'll run. Of course, if people don't want to do that, they can hit, I think on the website, there's a thing called the snooze, where people could simply donate if they're not going to participate in the race itself, or if they just want to show up and cheer on the participants. But it's interesting when you mention all of the growth and the thousands of people that now participate and the dozens of police officers there in downtown. I can't imagine, Dr. McCoy, when you were there for the very first one, that it would eventually get to that point where you're sort of taking over downtown Houston. I was going to say, Romana mentioned some of the corporate sponsors, but you guys also on the website and on Steps for Students also do a little bit of a competition for the fundraising. You list schools and individuals who raise amount of money. Who's leading right now? Who's in?
So right now we have principal of Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic School, Irizima Ortiz.
Okay.
She is leading in the fundraising efforts as far as principals. And then we have Father Ricardo, who's out there at True Cross. Mm-hmm. He's a new pastor, school pastor out there, and he's leading in fundraising for the pastors. And then right behind him is Father Clint, who is at, the school is Our Lady of Fatima out there in Texas City, or St. Mary of the Miraculous. Catholic Church, and so we have those leaders right now. Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic School is leading in fundraising efforts, but we have St. John Paul II, who has come on board this school year as an independent school, and they are leading in registration. So it's really good to see the competition that's taking place there.
How fun is it for you, Dr. McCoy, to see some of our clergy members? Roman had mentioned the fact that we have some priests that participate. Even Bishop Italo gets on his tennis shoes and starts running. I love that little tidbit about it because it really is everybody participating. It's all ages, right? I mean, elementary, high school,
correct.
everybody.
And I think it's important to note that it's not just a Catholic school event, it's a Catholic event. It's a Catholic community event. So we encourage all parishioners from all parishes to come out and join us. As Mr. Martinez said, everyone has been impacted by Catholic education in some form or fashion. Please come out and join us. We're currently at about 6,500 registrants, and we're hoping to meet that 10,000 mark. So we encourage everyone to bring their family, friends, just come out and just celebrate Catholic education. We have some of our early childhood centers joining us this year, so that'll be great to see. Cardinal DiNardo, who is a huge supporter, probably one of our greatest fans, right? He will lead us in prayer prior to the race, and so the priests that are out there running, out there either with their students or their parishioners, that's really good to see also.
Very good. Again,
And the nuns.
And the nuns, we cannot
sisters,
forget about them.
we got to love our religious
Absolutely.
sisters. And often they come out in force, too, all
They
over,
do.
all
They
over
do.
there. If you're just now listening, you are listening to AM 1430. This is Wyatt Goolsby, and you're listening to Catholic Lunch Break. Right now we're talking about the upcoming Steps for Students 5K. That's the big fundraiser promotional event for Catholic schools. And we've been talking with Dr. Mazie McCoy and Roman Martinez, one of the chairpersons. And of course, like Dr. McCoy has been saying, it's not just a Catholic schools event, it's a Catholic event across the Archdiocese. And Roman, I think before we got started, you were saying how, to the best of your knowledge, there's no bigger single event in our Archdiocese than this particular one, now noting the growth of Steps for Students.
That is correct, Wyatt. This has become the largest archdiocesan event every single year. And I think it's just so fitting that it is for Catholic education because there is no better evangelization effort that we can do than that support Catholic schools. And so yes, this has become the largest archdiocesan event, and we want to make it bigger and bigger. And that's why we want everyone to come participate. As you said, if you don't want to race, you can snooze. But as long as you send in your payment, as long as you're registered, we'll send you a T-shirt. And that's a beautiful T-shirt. And I do want to say that T-shirt, we have a contest every single year where we get students to send in their designs. And then in the committee, the Steps committee, we choose which is the best T-shirt we feel. This year, there's actually a melding of two different students, two different T-shirt designs, and we've come into one because 20th anniversary is so special, and we've made this beautiful T-shirt. You can receive a T-shirt by coming and registering. Again, you don't have to participate in a race. You can do the 5K, you can do the 1K, and we've got a lot of strollers with families with strollers that come and do the 1K, or you can snooze, but you will get one of those T-shirts. We have all of our underwriters. That's another plus for the underwriters. They will have their names on the back of the T-shirt. So yes, it's a community event. We want everyone to come. And come if you don't want to snooze or run, just come be there. It's a wonderful event. You'll see the cardinal there, you'll see the bishop there, you'll see all the priests, the nuns. I mentioned the nuns because usually it's the nuns who get the most on the Houston Chronicle. They always have the nuns picture the next day on the nuns running because they come and they're running their whole outfit, and it's so beautiful to see that happening. But you see families.
I don't blame them. It's cold outside, by the way, so they're wearing the whole habit. I
do want to say that this is actually one of the largest 5K races in the city of Houston, and it is a sanctioned race. So if you come and participate, that's why we do have professional runners who do come and participate in this race. So you'll have professional runners running at the same time you have first and second graders running side by side. It's a beautiful thing to come watch. So we invite everyone. Come on February 8th. We've got the sunrise mass at 7 a.m. Come to mass. Afterwards, you can come help us participate with Steps for Students.
Let's expand on that a little bit because I want to make sure I get the timeline here. So again, it's going to be Saturday morning, February the 8th, and you have the Mass, again, to kick things off at 7 a.m., and then when does the race itself start?
The race, the gun goes off at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay, very good. And so nobody necessarily needs to be intimidated, even if they haven't run a race in a while. People walk, they run, they walk, they do everything.
Everyone can come and enjoy it, can come have fun. And then afterwards, we will have the awards. And this year, we're going to have an expanded post-race event. We're going to have a DJ out there. We're going to have inflatables for the kids to come have fun. And we're going to, I'm sure all the tents will still have food. So come and enjoy, come have the, come and experience what so many other people have experienced with Steps for Students every single year for the last 20 years. So we can keep making this bigger and bigger, so you can start coming every single year.
Excellent, very good. Well, I'm quickly running out of time, but I want to ask you, Dr. McCoy, just a couple more questions. First off, if people want to sign up for and register for Steps for Students, give me the website.
It's stepsforstudents.org, and that's the numeral 4. So
numeral 4, so Steps for Students.org. Okay, and so it has all the information on there, registry times and all of that good stuff. I had mentioned, again, of course, we want to promote Catholic education on this program. That's so important to us. Dr. McCoy, I'd be remiss if I didn't take the time here just to ask you about the importance of Catholic education and to reiterate that. Again, as we say, it creates a firm foundation for people.
It certainly does. And so we partnership with parents, right? We understand that parents are the first educators of their children, but we partner with them. So not only are we providing a strong academic curriculum education, we are also forming Jesus's disciples here on earth, right? So our students understand that they develop and foster a relationship with Jesus. They understand that God is always with them, and that's very important as we just travel throughout life, right? And so our teachers are very strong in Catholic identity. Our schools have that welcoming environment, and so we encourage families to visit a Catholic school near them. Look at our choosecatholicschools.org website, and you'll see the 56 schools listed there. Tour a school, especially during Catholic Schools Week, which is coming up, and see the great things that are taking place in our Catholic schools. We provide that strong education. Our students have a quality education. They're able to go out, problem solve, and still be ambassadors for Christ at the same time.
We are very blessed to live here in the Archdiocese of Galveston-Houston, where there are so many Catholic schools, so many options for that Catholic education, no matter where in the greater Houston area you live. Well, we're out of time, but I want to thank the both of you for coming in and talking about this upcoming event and the importance of Catholic education as well. Dr. Mazie McCoy, Superintendent of Catholic Schools for the Archdiocese. Roman Martinez, Steps for Students Chairperson. Thank you both so much. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you for all of your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.